Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Disco Elysium with me, Bring It On. Let's go for this volition check.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
She leans back against the railing. Look her in the eye.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
What?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
I knew something was off.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you.
How did this happen?
How it always does. Through subtlety.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Can you turn them normal again?
No.
What use is this then?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
Does this mean she's been lying to me?
Yes. Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct. And omissions too.
Can I trust that guy?
A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair.
I like it when my, skills interact with each other. It doesn't happen very often.
But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her.
Can I trust any of them ever again?
Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with Miss Orange Disco Dancer here.
What is her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised.
I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Say it out loud. Miss, are you manipulating me?
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
Interesting. Alright, let's try and break into this door.
the same.
Actually, before I do that. So, opioid receptor antagonist. So, -2 to electrochemistry. You can see it so clearly. In a dark alley behind a boîte de nuit, a young couple is having sex on a shopping cart. Their eyes are bloodshot and their brains fried. They're in the throes of a narcomania. On the top floor of an office building, a young exec takes a drag from a short spliff, and his eyes roll back to the back of his skull. I can't read. He too is a narcomaniac. Someone needs to take a stand. The world needs a narc. The world needs you. Don't worry, you can still drink and smoke. Those aren't real drugs. Alright, so what does this do? Or what should I get rid of for this? I want to get rid of this because I succeed at all hand-eye coordination passives, which I haven't seen a lot of, but still, I think that'll be useful to have. I don't want to get rid of any of these. I mean, this is arguably the most useless one. Just zooming out a little bit, so I might get rid of this. So everything else is pretty sweet, so... I guess goodbye zoom out distance, and hello opioid receptor antagonist.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Alright, kick the door in.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
All right, let's trash the place.
The woman nods approvingly.
Let's not.
Yeah, let's not. Let's go talk to Kim downstairs, then we'll confront Titus about his supposed lies. And I assume we can talk to Guard about some of this stuff as well. Like the broken landline.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
His voice is lowered. You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Say in a hushed voice, why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
You would have caught it. Like hell you would have, remember?
You have reason to doubt my ability to see through her lies.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Yeah, something is off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things.
A shadow runs across his face.
The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Is that all you had to say?
Yes?
Alright, let's go talk to Gart and Titus. I'm gonna keep my flashlight equipped as an intimidation tactic. Shine it in their face and get really close to them. Maybe wave it around a little bit. Give it a strobing effect.
Hey, was there something you needed? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Classia in room number 3. She nicked the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He stops himself. Yeah, you have Lena. Lena's a good customer.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
What? Did someone mention my name?
The woman chimes in.
We were just paying you a compliment. And finding out a degenerate from room 3 nicked the phone line. Everything is okay here.
He yells, then turns to you.
Good thing that guest pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Was there anything else? Yes.
Nope, that's it. Alright, Titus, let's talk.
It's you again. What is it?
He acknowledges you gruffly. Classia said she wasn't raped.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
The big man's eyes and veins bulge.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
She steps in, forcefully. He did, actually.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
He turns back to you. So I wonder if it was jealousy that motivated it.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
The rat-faced man says carefully. You cut the bullcrap. She told me the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
He says through clenched teeth.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Something breaks in him. He takes a step closer and says,
Titus Hardy.
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
Tattooed man snaps his fingers to get your attention.
Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
He turns to Titus, who's still breathing heavily.
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
He slams an audio tape on the table.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
His eye twitches.
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
So what's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why once you listen to it.
A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians. Farmers mostly.
Where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you've bugged them. How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
He nods.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
He takes a little note.
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
The heavy man wheezes.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Chief picks his beer back up to offer a silent roast, or toast, not roast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Lieutenant whispers.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
He mocks you.
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
His voice echoes like thunder in the small room.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
He repeats calmly in a hushed voice. Well, that's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
He pushes the little tape toward you with his giant hand. Take the tape. Fine. I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
He says, adjusting his belt buckle. Well, good thing I have a tape player on hand. A magnetic tape required from Titus Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the mercenary task force radio communications recorded via a de-encryption station. Not a good omen. Requires a boombox to play. Well, I've got good news for me. Boombox.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape. You push commencer, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
A man's voice says, and another loud screech, some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the sound of a Kvalson crane.
Lieutenant takes out his notebook.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too.
More static.
Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally.
This part is unintelligible.
I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
A click, then silence. The rest of the tape is empty.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrete on your porterille. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the very end? Silence.
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
A lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's his look of suspicion.
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then still.
Who's this Cordy?
Cordy could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre. It has been hot for 12 years, with the atrocities piling on, mostly committed by the Grad.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
Okay then. What now? Remove the tape.
I think we've got a few more questions for Classia, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
He looks around.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even.
Alright, let's go talk to Classia. We'll say, I know we have to talk to Titus again, but let's talk to Classia first. Maybe that'll give us more to talk to him about. The plot thickens. Making a lot of headway with the main quest here. I know we still have a lot of other side stuff to do, but take care of everything in one area first, then move on to the next. It's like I'm bringing the boombox up here with me. Just jamming out as we go. I think that's the boombox. I might take that off because it's a little distracting. Alright, let's see. Back to the flashlight. Or, you know what?
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
She leans back against the railing. Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
A smile flits across her face. On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
She arches her brow. Yeah, those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
He did refer to the atrocities in South Safray. Yes.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Why say things like that? Machismo?
Yes, was he bragging?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he did all those things. Then integrated them into his idea of normalcy. To keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She thinks. A coping mechanism?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
I can't trust you, Logic.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
He turns to you.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell me or tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
We should get that. I don't think it's been revealed to us yet. We know that he's the colonel. But when we get the information back from the radio operator about the armor, that should give us his name. I hope I didn't forget it. There's a lot of information in this game to take in, so...
Lelystad. That's a good start.
Lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
Then tears out a page and hands it to you.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Where's Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Lieutenant shakes his head, like you just missed a shot in the darts. A shot in darts? Look at Classia. You're both from Oranje.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranje-in-Rags. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
I did not know this was a competition, Kim. Yeah, better not to mention it.
The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. She's clearly sensing something. A spike in testosterone levels, perhaps.
His eye color.
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face.
She stops, her eyes half closed, then continues.
Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
She takes a drag.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
She seems to enjoy the word.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
Lieutenant suddenly remembers.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Kim, I said to put the brilliantine on the form. Do I get a point? I shouldn't put that. Let's get to the rest.
The young woman nods.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
She smiles. There is a Chinese map of the waterways.
Sure, waterways. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks. How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
She leans back.
Is this Oranese lit?
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
She leans even further back to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?"
She points at the air with her sharp nailed fingers, picking out an imaginary tattoo star.
And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths."
She lowers her voice comically. Is that... Yeah.
And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this.
Oh, yeah.
She nods. Can you tell us precisely what these mean? Hand her the photo.
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She does not take it, then she pours herself some more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Change of topic, perhaps?
She looks over her shoulder to the sea, then back to you, smiling faintly. We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil.
She grins.
How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
Yeah, I think we're finished with this line of questioning. I hand Lieutenant back his notes.
All right.
Lieutenant puts the slip back in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
That's what she said. Yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of morality. He was 42 years old?
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
Kim, how old do you think I am?
Huh?
Lieutenant isn't quite sure he heard you. How old do I look?
How old? 58?
Maybe you're wrong. You're wrong about the deceased too. He was way younger.
He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
Yeah, I feel like I've been decomposing for longer than that.
On the bright side, you've been getting a lot of exercise lately.
Should I say alcohol? Because the racist was using that as a term for alcohol. Man, I like the way it sounds for alcohol. Hopefully it doesn't have any connotations. The ravages of Al Ghul are nearly as extreme as that of death itself, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
There's silence. Then a little more. Here it comes. Mercy.
Sure, you're 42. Let's go?
He squints.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Well, bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Oh.
Opioid receptor antagonist. Halt. Put down the pipe, scumbag. The narc is on the scene, and he's gonna tell it to you straight. Drugs are for losers. They fry your brain and rewire your circuits to self-destruct. And they make you masturbate too. Have a drink instead. Have 2. Have 3 bottles of wine. It's impossible to masturbate after 3 bottles of wine. And remember, friends don't let friends get high. Or be sober. Peace out, little brother.
No positive effects from drugs and no negative effects from alcohol. But I don't plan on using either one of those, so we can forget that and start on date of birth generator. 7 hours and 15 minutes. Your face looks like it's 58. Your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long then has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Yes, I'm gonna get rid of this one because I don't like it, and we'll start this one. Yeah, I'm good with that. Alright, we're gonna go downstairs where we'll speak to Titus Hardy at the beginning of the next episode, and continue with the investigation. We still have a lot to do. I feel like I'm starting to fall behind a bit. Oh, what do we got here? You feel someone watching you, behind the glass door. A woman. More about that later. A little creepy. Oh, what's this? This room has sad all over it. Reminds you of your own. At least theirs is a little better kept than mine was. That makes you wonder what happened to her window. Because like us, her window was broken, but hers has been replaced. Alright, I'm going to call it here. Next episode we'll speak to Titus and just go from there. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.